Oh, the drama. She proved herself faithful right until the very end. We're joined by one of this year's winners, Leanne Quigley. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
It's lovely to see you.
Thank you.
I mean, albeit sort of not calm, because this is a slightly different experience, but calmer than that.
Much calmer than that.
Was one of the most tense things I've ever experienced. What was it like watching it back?
It was just the most nervy thing I've ever done in my life. Those last moments was just horrific. I mean, finding out just before Jake revealed that he was a faithful, that Frankie and Alexander were both faithfuls, broke my heart. So in that moment, and Jake, you know, played his little trick on me. He wanted me to think that he was a traitor. I really thought in that moment, wow, I've made such a huge mistake.
Well, because you could actually see your hands shaking. I mean, you were physically... It was so tense.
It was so tense.
But you'd played an absolute blinder.
Thank you.
Like, the whole thing, turning up, dressed all in pink, saying you were a manicure. Like, how did you keep up that level of subterfuge through the whole thing?
It was difficult. It was harder than I thought. I mean, I wasn't expecting all throughout the girls asking me, oh, tell me about your salon, you know. You know, what do you think of my nails? Can we come get our nails done after? I'm like, yeah, of course. And I'm like, wow, this is a lot.
When did you create that as an idea? Do you sit down with some friends and family and go, what am I going to do? What shall I do?
Yeah, I mean, Sophie helped me a lot. I mean, my partner, you know, she's not the girliest of girls, so she wasn't the best at help. She never gets her nails done. But luckily, Soph's sister owns a salon down the road with her best friend. So I'm in there all the time and they're all gorgeous. And, yeah, one of the girls helped me. She sat down. She was like, this is what I charge for this. This is what I charge for this. And I was like, fab.
It's brilliant. Your research, I love it.
I did all of it.
But your background is in the military. What's your position? What was your position?
So I left the army as a corporal.
Wow.
Yeah, section commander.
So all of those challenges that you were doing, the really tough one, where you were rowing or you were in the helicopter, you'd done stuff like... How did you manage to keep that a secret?
They were my favourite parts of the whole game, the missions. You know, it was a break away from the game and it was just so enjoyable to have that time out of the game and just get really stuck in and, you know, all have fun together during the missions. But, you know, I initially went in and I thought, OK, I'm going to hold back a little bit.
Yeah, because you can't show how good you are.
Yeah, but then it's so hard to do that because, you know, throughout my whole military career, you get told, do your best, you know, work your hardest. So when I'm in the missions, I can't help but put my all in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that's really interesting is watching, because all of you go in knowing it's a game.
Yeah.
And you all say, I'm not going to take it personally, it's not going to be a personal thing.
Yeah.
But then when you're sitting there in that round table, it feels like you're all taking it very personally. Yeah,
I can't even explain how tense the round tables are. I mean, it's not a natural environment, is it, to sit around a round table and just, you know, directly accuse each other of being a murderer. You know, it's not a normal thing in life. So, you know, when you're being accused of being a traitor, it's a lot. It's really difficult, you know, and those round tables go on for a long time.
And you never were, though. You never became a traitor. You've been faithful all the way through.
Faithful all the way through.
Do you wish, in a way, that maybe you had a chance to be a traitor? Or I mean, obviously you won, so it's hard to look back on it.
Yeah, I mean,
do you think you would have been good?
At the beginning, I really wanted to be a traitor.
When you're talking to
I really did. And when Armani got banished, I thought, oh, I hope I get recruited. And I never did. But, you know, more towards the end of the game, I thought, I could never be a traitor because the friendships that you build with each other and the connections, they're real. You know, everyone in the castle are just amazing. The friendships we have are just beautiful.
But some of them you can't trust.
Some of them you just can't trust. Yeah, I could never have imagined getting to the end game and being a traitor, knowing that these guys were actually faithful and taking it from them.
There's that moment, sorry,
Go on,
Kat, there's that moment, though, where Frankie got the power of the seer.
Oh,
and randomly, for some peculiar, strange reasoning in her head, she chose to pick Charlotte.
Yeah, I mean, wow.
Which just changed everything.
It changed the whole game. You know, it flipped it on its head completely.
Do you think if she hadn't got Charlotte, do you think Charlotte would have won? Did any of you suspect Charlotte as being a traitor?
I think Charlotte would have won, absolutely. I think by the end, Charlotte was so trusted by everybody, you know. I didn't trust Charlotte in the beginning, and then she really proved herself as a faithful for me, for Jake. You know, we all trusted her so much. So if the seer never happened, I do believe that she would have won because I just never would have thought that she was a traitor.
Never have accused her, no.
Never.
And then that end around the fire where you had to put it in your bag and then the puff of smoke came out. You banished Frankie. Do you wish you hadn't done that now?
It breaks
is the
my
part
heart.
of you that thinks, Gosh, were you 50-50 or did you really think?
Yeah, do you know the moment that changed it for me was the final round table, you know?
Right.
It really breaks my heart watching it back. I so wish things were different. But, you know, going into the end game, the only thing I had in my mind at that moment was that final round table. And with, you know, Charlotte defending herself like a true traitor should, you know, till the very end.
Of course.
You know, the moment she said, you can't trust this woman, you can't take her to endgame, that was going over and over in my head. And it just planted those seeds of doubt. You know, she mentioned that she thought it was Frankie and Alexander who were the traitors. And, you know, looking back and the conversation I had with Charlotte, just as Frankie told her she was a traitor, she was so upset. And it breaks my heart to see anybody upset. So she was just so convincing.
Yes,
she was
brilliant.
So convincing.
And not Welsh at all. I remember your mum is, but
from
yeah. So congratulations on the money as well.
Yeah,
you and Jake are splitting an awful lot of money. Has the money, because you have to wait for the show to air before you get your winnings. Has it arrived yet?
No, not yet, not yet.
What are you going to do with it?
Oh, gosh, well, of course I mentioned I'd love to have another baby. I'd love to try for IVF again, give my little boys a little sibling. And also, we've got a wedding to plan now. I got engaged back in August, which is just the best feeling.
Look at you there, gorgeous family.
They are beautiful little boys.
They're just amazing, and they're just warriors, and they don't even know it.
No. So something towards the family, something towards the wedding.
Maybe another little brother and sister.
Yeah, treat the family. My mum deserves it.
And you had to keep it a secret all the way from, when did you finish? May?
Yeah, it's been a long
May all the way through
days,
till now, so
yeah.
finally you can talk about it. We've loved it. You were brilliant, Leanne. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thrilled to bits for you and for Jake, and good luck for the future as well.
Oh,
hello. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning.